Okay, she's back on the podcast. Moot Damor, Jews and Judaism in Amazonia is the feature film. It's her second time on the podcast. This is your third film, correct?
Yes, true.
So what is Moot Damor? What is that? What is that? What does that mean?
In Portuguese, muito amor means lots of love. And I chose the title of the film using one woman words, just sharing about the struggle her mother faced together with her father, coming and living in the Amazon, in the jungle. And she used to ask her mother or to tell her mother, you probably had lots of love to my father, being ready to face all of that. And I took it as a title of the film because to preserve Judaism, to live in Amazonia, all of these things come from the heart. And some of the people also say that their Judaism is Judaismo de Corazao. This is Judaism of the heart. Those that already lost their daily life as Jews, but they still feel the Judaism in the heart.
So okay, so we talked maybe 2.5 years ago. So you made a film, NAFKOT Yearning. So it's basically you're an anthropologist. You're from Israel. You travel to the hidden Jews community in North you're in North Ethiopia, and now you did it again. You went to the Amazon and you met other descendants of Moroccan Jews.
Yeah, but my project in Amazonia took 15 years since my first visit until I completed the film and returned to Amazonia to screen the film all over the place. Actually, I returned from Brazil exactly 1 year ago, and I did a 6 week trip in Amazonia and throughout Brazil, screening my film. We can talk about the feedback and the meaning of the film to the people and communities I documented. But the film took 15 years, several trips to Amazonia to answer the big questions. What happened? Where are the Jews and where is Judaism 210 years after the beginning of the immigration from Morocco? So that is Muito Amor
So
is the result.
did you answer the question?
Sorry?
Did you
Yes,
answer the question?
yes. The simple answer is that 210 years later, there are two normative established Jewish communities in the big cities of Belém and Manaus, people who see themselves as Jews, living as Jews, practicing Judaism, very strong communities praying in the style and type of prayers of Moroccan Jews all over the world. Throughout Amazonia, we have estimation of 300,000 and more offsprings of Moroccan Jews, mainly men who married local women called caboclos. So the children are not Jews, but they are offsprings of Moroccan Jews. And what I found throughout Amazonia, I went very deep in an area called Marajo, and I found there people who still carry the Moroccan Jewish names. I discovered a part in a Christian cemetery, which is dedicated to the Jews who died there, all with Moroccan names. And I went with a boat deep in the Amazon to meet people that still have Judaism in their heart. So the two communities in Belém and Manaus are Jewish communities. The offsprings of Jews throughout Amazonia remember their affiliation, their origin, but currently they live as Catholics. Catholics with Moroccan Jewish names throughout Amazonia, with mixed children of Moroccan Jewish men and local women mostly, but also some other sometimes. And that's the story. All over Amazonia, you have Moroccan Jewish families and their offsprings.
Gotcha. So it's a matriarch religion, meaning that it's from the mother's religion. So for example, I'm not Jewish, my wife is Jewish, so therefore my kids are Jewish,
That's
right?
correct. But you see, there are many communities in the world that their religion, just like Islam, go by the father. Okay,
Yeah,
that's how it all
sure.
began. So they come and see themselves as Jews. They build up cemeteries and synagogues and so on and so on. And then when they marry non-Jews, how one children say, for my mother, I'm a Jew, for my father, I'm a Muslim or Christian.
Yeah.
And what is interesting that I just came back to Brazil. I screened my film throughout Amazonia, and what I found, one question in the film was, what is the future of the Jews of Amazonia? Will they survive? What will happen? Who will survive? And I was amazed. I came back after 15 years to the same places where I started. Of course, we lost about 8 people that are in the film, and I document them and have their stories, and I'll tell you where it all goes. But I can tell you something very interesting. In the big city, in the city Belém, I came when they renewed the Jewish school after 50 years that it was closed. So history doesn't go straightforward. The history has ups and
No.
downs. And in Manaus, it was even more interesting. In Manaus, I came and it was Shabbat of Bar Mitzvah that normally celebrated for 13 years old. But this Bar Mitzvah was for people who are older and just finish a conversion program, and then they celebrated their Bar Mitzvah. And some of the people that completed their conversion, were wives that are not Jewish, that marry Jewish men. So what
Yeah.
I want to tell you that the dynamics and the survival is amazing. And these days, the leaders of the community working on building up a Jewish museum, a heritage center to tell the story of Moroccan Jews in Amazonia. So I
Yeah.
immediately donated all the footage of the film because this is their story, this is their life, this is what they want. And by the way, it's very interesting. I met recently with the Brazilian ambassador in Israel, and he watched the film and he loved it very much. And he said, we have to make sure that all Brazilian people can watch the film on television, because this is not just the story of the Jews who survived in Amazonia. This is how the Amazon actually developed. This is the contribution of Jews in this part of Amazonia and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting because not everyone, not in Israel and not in Rio or Sao Paulo, even know about this big story of Jews in Amazonia.
It's amazing, right? Like it's what okay, so we did the movie about Ethiopia. Well, that was your first, was that your first movie, the Ethiopian movie?
So it's not my first. My first movie had to do with my very early visit in Cameroon. I came to Cameroon and I documented my trip in Cameroon and a love story.
Okay.
And this was something else. But then I did a film about the hidden Jewish community in Ethiopia. Then I completed the film about the Jews of Amazonia.
Okay.
And then I made another film, which is another story.
Okay, so then because you're hitting the continents, right? So you got Africa, got South America, North America. There's Jews in North America. You don't have to worry about that. So I think that the next is basically Asia. I guess you're gonna have to find Jews in Asia.
Oh, so I'm going to surprise you
Yeah.
a little bit because I can't tell you all. So my next personal project is with the Zulu tribe in South Africa. Some leaders have watched my film NAFKOT, and they invited me, and we are working on traveling in February.
Yeah.
They invited me to come and help them to figure out and to explore their ethos, that they are the offsprings of the tribe of Naphtali, and they have traditions and all kinds of things, and they want me to come, and the royal family invited me to come and help them to explore their belief on their origins. So this is one. And the second one is that I'm actually working now with the Filipino ambassador in Israel that would like to invite me to carry on research in the Philippines with local anthropologists to explore the groups that claim that they are from the people of Israel. So I did not plan to go to Asia, but this came to me, and now I'm exploring this to look into it.
That's amazing. So are you getting some funding from Israel to do this?
The truth is that I never got anything from anyone. I can tell you that from NAFKOT and from Muito Amor, I already used all my retirement savings, all. because Ethiopia project was 7 years and Amazonia was 15 years. And I decided that it's too important, to consider to stop because of my financial situation. And thanks God, I'm surviving. And I cannot share with you much, but because I just started a new position in
Yeah.
which I'm supervising 9 researchers all over the world that are working on diverse communities with links to the tribes of Israel or to Judaism, which is mean Bnei Anusim in one category, the offsprings of the Jews who has been expelled from Spain and Portugal and are now rebuilding, and communities that claim to be from the offsprings of the people of Israel. So I'm now guiding 9 researchers throughout the world, and let's see what else will come out of it. I can assure to you that I guide them and demand from them to document all their interviews, to film, and to collect everything to see what we can come out maybe later on.
Basically, this is after I interviewed you, maybe last year, someone made a movie called Jews in Pakistan. And basically they found out that there was like, they buried all the cemeteries. They buried all yeah. So there was a huge population of Jews in Pakistan, and they just wiped the whole history of that. That was a movie that we see.
I'm very familiar,
Yeah.
but the right concepts are they are not Jews, they are offsprings of the people of Israel. By the way, in Afghanistan, also among the Taliban, in all this area
Yeah.
are offsprings of the tribes of Israel on their journey. So you can find throughout the entire Asia and other places like this offsprings. You can find people that are Muslims, but they also keep identity and traditions from the people of Israel.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that you're going to have some surprises in the coming years. And we are continue to explore the big story of the loss, of the wonders, and the survival. And to make it very clear, Judaism, modern Judaism that has been developed based on the halakha, is a quite recent phenomenon. There were the people of Israel, the first temple, the second temple, King David, King Solomon, and all of these entire stories were there before. So where are the people? They did not just disappear. They disappeared in a way because they were immersed in local communities. But some of them are waking up. Some of them are looking for their own roots. Some of them want to become part of the modern Judaism. And some of them live happily as Muslims for Israelites origin. So it's all over the place. It's very, very interesting and dynamic.
And we're all the same, basically. That's what we're learning here, is that
Yeah,
we're
we
all
are.
interconnected and through the
Yeah,
hundreds of thousands of years, right? So, yeah,
true. We are all from as we say, we are all the children of Abraham. We just took some different directions,
sure.
and some become more fanatic about their choices. Some are less fanatic. And I can tell you, maybe it's not part of this project, but they are the official political interstate relationships. But people all over the world connect in different interesting ways, whether they are Muslims, Jews, or Christians, because all has basically, I believe, the same roots. All are from the same origin, and hopefully one of these days we will all get together again in different ways, not necessarily in conflicts and wars, but in relationships, in friendships, as as children of Abraham. This is why we call it Abraham Accord, and
Yeah.
we are all hoping that the rest of the world will join it.
I'm going to ask you kind of a macro, big, deep question.
Please
There's
do.
12 million like Jews in the world, right? And it's
14.
pardon,
Officially 14.
14 million. Okay, I have 12, but okay, so I believe you more than I believe the internet. So basically, there's 14 million Jews in the world, including 3 people who live in my house. Uh, what makes what is the like? Because obviously they've been through a lot. We don't have to go through the history. what keeps the Jewish religion, the Jewish culture going after so many times them being kind of assassinated and like why do they keep going? What's inside?
It's an excellent question today. You know why? Because today's we are celebrating the holiday of Hanukkah
Yeah.
with the big
It's the third day
miracle.
of Hanukkah, right? Today, as we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, and I want to tell you that just like the big miracle that happened in the temple, we believe that the Jewish story that is keep going because of miracles, because
Yeah.
of God taking care of the people of Israel. And yes, many times in the history, countries, nations, religions tried to destroy the Jewish people, but this deep existence of belief, of dedication, of sacrifice, still going on, because this is what make the people want to continue. And I can tell you that what I find in Amazonia, in Brazil, and in other places, that communities, especially from the Bnei Anusim, those who have been expelled from Spain and Portugal, that was kind of lost. But the fourth and fifth generation wake up and want to claim their Jewish origin once again. And they decide to start all their. I work now with different movements around the world of the offsprings of Bnei Anusim, and like the offsprings of the lost tribes of Israel. And the fourth and fifth and whatever generation say, hey, we want to get back to be who we are. We want to belong to these people because this is where we came from. And this belief never get lost. It changes faces. It's all kinds of things. Like in Brazil, the Brazilian historian Leithanita Novinsky, she said that
Yeah.
out of the 220 million people of Brazil, 30% are from the offsprings of the expelled from Spain and Portugal.
Yeah.
And now we discover people. I can tell you one place that you will not believe. You can believe in Latin America. You can believe in the US. You can believe in Europe. You can believe Portugal. You can believe all of these things. But I'll tell you one place that offsprings of the Jews of Spain and Portugal still claim that they are Bnei Anusim. This is few islands in Indonesia.
Okay. So yeah, it's quite interesting because you're getting into a macro kind of question with your films. You're documenting these individuals. There's all these individual stories and journeys, but you're right. Everything is intersected, and there's this community. There's certain like many religions, many communities have gone away through the thousands of years that humans have been around. And but yeah, the Jews just keep going, right? They just like and so many people, so much persecution, so much prejudice, and they just, it's kind of amazing.
And I can
So
tell you one more new fact that we just heard on our news. In spite of all of that the Jewish people going through, and we are going through,
yeah,
and the war, and all of that things, still currently we have 4,000 new people that want to convert and become part of the Jewish family. Right now in Israel, in Israel, not around the world, in
yeah,
Israel, there are 4,000 people who are now in the process of conversion.
four
And we
thousand
believe
people. Look, yeah,
4,000 at this
okay,
moment.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense to me. It's listen, this is you don't have to say anything. I'm just gonna say it, but that's one people like Israel's not going anywhere. Like, like, don't people understand that? Like by now, they took this like crappy land and they made it a top 10 power in the world. It's not going anywhere. Like,
Please
come
cut
on.
it from our interview. Please cut it. But I will tell you, Israelis, including myself,
Yeah,
travel in Indonesia, travel in Morocco,
yeah,
travel in many countries that we don't have diplomatic relationship with them, but we are going there and we are saying we are Israelis
yeah,
and we are still welcome. So there are different levels, and to conclude with as we say today when we light the candles, the God of Israel who made miracles for our forefathers should make should keep making miracles today. And I believe that the next stage in our life existence will be the signing up of Abraham Accord by Saudi Arabia, by Indonesia, by Syria, Lebanon, and so on. And we, this generation, we will live exactly what our prophets already said many, many, many years back. The prophets of the visions of the prophets actually realize now. The same, we pray every morning, and we pray for the gathering of the people of Israel who have been dispersed all over the world. And this is what's happening. All these communities raise up and claim their belongingness to the people of Israel. And this is a huge phenomenon you will not believe all over the world.
Wow. Okay, so let me talk to you about your film for a second. So did you just go down there and start recording things? Did you have a plan? Like, because you talked to all these people, like, how did you kind of set, like, what was your plan of attack, I guess, so to speak?
Of the film, to make the film.
Yeah.
Okay, so first time I heard about Jews of Moroccan Jews in Amazonia, it was 2010, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, and I decided to go to see myself. I was 50 years old at that time, and I never heard before that there are Moroccan Jews in Amazonia. I was so shocked as a person who is well educated, who travel all over the world. It was like a shock for me. So I took a loan from the bank, and I flew to Amazonia, and I met a man from Amazonia who made Aliyah to Israel and happened to live in the same street next to my home. So he made a film at that time. He came to my home. I watched the film and decided to go. So I asked him to help me to make a program visiting families and people in certain part of Amazonia, Belém, Óbidos, Santarém, and Manaus. So I traveled from family to family. I traveled from place to place, and I start recording everything. I didn't think of making a film. I just recorded everything and collected. In my last day in Manaus, I met the son of the Jewish sociologist, Samuel Ben Shimol, who gave me the book he wrote called Eretz Amazonia. It was in Portuguese, and I did not talk Portuguese at that time. So I gave him a promise. I said, I will translate this book to Hebrew so people in Israel can know about this story, because I had no idea. So I came back to Israel. I translated the book with my colleague, and then I start presenting the story, and people will start calling me from all over Israel. Yes, we heard, we remember our relatives went from Morocco to Amazonia. We don't know what happened to them. And I start making links. They were looking for cemeteries. And then I came again to Brazil for a film festival with NAFKOT. And I had a call from Marajó. This woman called me and she said, look, we are not living like Jews, but we are offsprings of Jews. Yeah. And we would like you to come and see. So I went there and I came back and I interviewed. And then you will not believe, I completed the film on October 6th and I had a plan to go to Brazil on the next Monday. So of course, everything was canceled. I completed the film, and I'll tell you something about the music in a minute. And last year, exactly, I started my 6 weeks journey to come and screen the film. And I donated, as I told you, all the footage for what will be the Jewish Museum in Amazonia. And then the singer, her name is Lala Tamar. Her mother is from Moroccan Jewish origin, and her father is from Brazil. And we talked, and she liked my film very much. And she gave me, free of charge, all her songs. And this woman is very special. She's Israeli from Jerusalem. She returned to Morocco to renew all Jewish songs in a language that is the Yiddish of the Jews of Morocco. It's called Hakitiya. And I found the language still preserved in Amazonia. So the soundtrack of the film is in Hakitiya, Ladino, some Arabic, and some Hebrew. And she gave me all of it, just like that, because she loved it. And then I presented the film to some festivals. And the first big award, the film got a Best Documentary Award in a film festival in Hollywood. This is a multicultural film festival in Hollywood. Yeah. Got the first award. And what I can tell you that I screened it many times in Israel. I screened it I still screening it, sending it to festivals, and I hope that the Brazilian ambassador will help. And because he said all Brazilian people must see the contribution of Jews in this part of the world. And of course, when the museum will be ready, I promise to my friends to bring the first group of tourists from Israel and to continue and build up the bridges between Brazil and Israel. And I also went to a festival in Morocco, in Tangier and Tetuan, where from these people came. And when I was in Morocco, I got phone calls and messages from my friends in Amazonia asking me to find cemeteries, homes, and create the bridge. And I'm getting ready for a big tour in Morocco because the Moroccans, non-Jews, interested to know where are these wonderful people that once lived with them in Morocco and gone to Amazonia. So I'm working on a program to go to Morocco and screen the film there for in a big tour.
Wow, and this is kind of amazing. This is all kind of spontaneous, and you did this like, and you're making another film now. You're in the process of making another film.
First of all, I did my fourth film. I'm going to surprise you because it's totally different. I made a film with my mom because my mom got dementia and she lost her short-term memory. And I am also a videotherapist, so I developed some systems to help my mom develop her long-term memory with photos and videos and going around to places. So I finished this film and she gave me a mission to screen the film to elderly people throughout the country in elderly villages and homes, and I'm doing it. And hopefully I will be working on my next film, if it will be possible, with the Zulu people or other missing or hidden stories of the people of Israel, because I believe that the right title to include everybody is the people of Israel. Some became Jews, some became Muslims, some lost, some are coming back. But this is the story of the people of Israel.
Well, it's amazing. I can't wait to see your next film. I love these two films. It's really great to honor to show them at our festival. And I guess we can say let's talk again when your next film is made.
Amen. And may the lights of Hanukkah will be spread out all over the world to make this world more united, more relaxed, and let people become whoever they want to be. That's
Well,
all.
I'm about to have some latkes for lunch, and I'm being dead serious. So basically, it's from leftovers from yesterday. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, my dear, and best regards to your family as well.
Thank you.